It all began with a promise. A promise to change the industry, redefine business success, and deliver untold riches to its stakeholders. Yet, within the polished boardrooms and high-rise offices, a far darker story was unfolding. One that would ultimately bring an empire to its knees. What went wrong? What was hidden in the fine print of those multi-million-dollar contracts? The corporate fraud story of Grayson Enterprises has become a legend in the business world, but not for the reasons you might think. Stay with me to uncover the shocking secrets that no one saw coming. This isn't just a story about money. It's about trust, betrayal, and the ultimate price of corporate greed. Watch till the end to discover how far the deception went and how it all came crashing down. And don't forget to subscribe for more gripping, real-life stories that reveal the dark side of the business world. Grayson Enterprises. Founded in 2001 by the brilliant and ambitious Richard Grayson, quickly rose to prominence as a leader in the technology sector. With its innovative products and relentless pursuit of excellence, the company was valued at over $5 billion within just a few years of its launch. Richard, known for his charm and visionary ideas, promised investors a future filled with massive returns. As Grayson Enterprises expanded, so did the company's notoriety. They acquired smaller startups, entered new markets, and built state-of-the-art manufacturing plants. Employees were drawn to the allure of working for a company on the verge of becoming a global powerhouse. Behind all the fanfare, though, whispers began circulating within the company. Whispers about irregularities in financial reports and concerns over the rapid pace of expansion. It wasn't until 2015 that the first red flag appeared, buried in the fine print of an internal audit report. A small anomaly was discovered in the quarterly financial statements, a discrepancy that seemed almost too minor to address. However, for a few sharp-eyed employees, this was just the beginning.
David Harris, a mid-level accountant who had worked at Grayson Enterprises for over 3 years, stumbled upon a set of questionable financial transactions. His job required him to review the company's expenses, and he began noticing large sums being moved into offshore accounts linked to shell companies. These transfers were disguised under vague descriptions like consulting fees and advertising costs. Despite his concerns, David hesitated to raise the issue. The company was a juggernaut, successful, untouchable, and admired by the public. But the deeper he dug, the more he realized that the financial mismanagement was systemic. The corporate fraud was much larger than anyone imagined. What David uncovered was a fraudulent scheme that had been in motion for over 5 years. David knew that exposing the fraud could cost him his job, and possibly much more. But the more he uncovered, the more his conscience weighed on him. Richard Grayson, the CEO, had authorized millions in falsified contracts and kickbacks to manipulate the stock prices, ensuring that Grayson Enterprises appeared far more profitable than it truly was. There was a carefully orchestrated scheme to inflate the company's financial health, all designed to keep the stock price high and attract more investors. David wasn't alone in his discovery. Emma Jensen, a senior marketing manager at Grayson Enterprises, had been working on a high-profile campaign to launch a new tech product. She noticed that some of the marketing expenditures seemed artificially high. Payments made to firms that barely existed or delivered no services at all. With her connections in the industry, Emma soon learned that these partners were actually part of the web of shell companies funneling money out of the business. As Emma and David shared their findings, they realized they were dealing with something far more dangerous than a few misreported numbers. It was an intentional corporate fraud scheme that reached the highest levels of Grayson Enterprises. It was a betrayal of trust, a betrayal that would soon lead to the company's destruction. It took nearly 2 years for the truth to come to light. In 2017, a whistleblower from inside the company anonymously sent documents to the SEC, Securities and Exchange Commission, exposing the fraudulent financial practices.
The investigation that followed uncovered a staggering $1.5 billion in falsified reports and misleading investments. The SEC and FBI launched an extensive investigation, leading to the arrest of several high-ranking executives, including Richard Grayson himself. The fallout was immediate. Stock prices plummeted by 75%, and Grayson Enterprises, once a rising star in the tech industry, filed for bankruptcy within a matter of months. Thousands of employees were laid off, and investors were left scrambling to pick up the pieces of their shattered portfolios. The company's reputation, built on lies and deceit, was irrevocably destroyed. The corporate fraud story had reached its tragic conclusion, but the damage went beyond the business world. Grayson Enterprises' board of directors, who had turned a blind eye to the growing evidence of fraud, now found themselves under intense scrutiny. Many of them faced charges of complicity, while others were forced to resign in disgrace. What started as a high-flying business venture ended in criminal charges, bankruptcy, and public humiliation. The collapse of Grayson Enterprises wasn't just a corporate tragedy. It was a wake-up call for the entire industry. The story of how greed and deception brought down a $5 billion company is one that still reverberates today. Richard Grayson's story is a cautionary tale, one that serves as a reminder of the dangers of unchecked ambition and corporate corruption. For the employees who lost their jobs, the recovery was long and painful. Many of them struggled to find work, their resumes forever tainted by their association with a company that had once seemed invincible. For investors, the financial loss was devastating, but the true cost was the trust they had placed in a man who had deceived them all along. The story of Grayson Enterprises offers crucial lessons for businesses and investors alike. It reminds us that integrity is the foundation of any successful company, and that no amount of money or power can protect you from the consequences of fraud. It also serves as a stark warning. Never ignore the red flags, no matter how small they seem. This shocking corporate fraud story is just one of many that expose the darker side of business. If you want to stay informed about the latest corporate scandals and learn how to avoid falling into the same traps, subscribe to our newsletter today. Be the first to hear about the most breathtaking stories and real-life business lessons that can change your approach to investment, leadership, and integrity. Don't miss out on more insider secrets and corporate fraud stories that reveal how unchecked ambition can bring even the biggest companies down. Subscribe now and stay updated on the latest shocking stories from the world of business fraud. Your next business move could depend on it.